All right. Another week has passed. And so you should all have either decided to... So has everyone spent 7 gold pieces to stay at the inn? All right. It is currently Wode's Day of Auld of 20th of Adventuretide. A week later, 7 days since you lost another friend in the mouth of doom. And you have planned another expedition, this time led by Helmus. And it is the night before. And once again, you're at the Bristleback Inn, which has become like a home for you. I'll describe as usual the day prior in Zelkor's Ferry. You have the inn, a stable where you can rent mules, and if you have a lot of money, horses, and also stay if you have nowhere else to stay. You have a trading post, a gem cutter, which I don't think anybody has met these people yet, and the smithy, which could do repairs or begin to create items for you, or you can get simpler items. A barracks, another smithy, and then that strange hovel that sits down on the edge of the riverfront. And then there's the ferry. The ferry, one of the ferries, the Yellow Dagger, brought in a group of people, and they didn't stay long. But one of the people did stay. None of you have spoken to her yet. The other people that have came through the main gate a couple of weeks ago. There are 2 different groups of people here now. There is a group of 4 people sitting by themselves, and then a group of 2. All men, all dressed in scraggly, ragged clothes. It looks like they don't have many belongings on them. And then there is, sitting by herself, someone who is dressed in armaments and backpack and tabard. It has a crest on it, on the front of the crest. And you can even see clearly and ostentatiously a mace hanging from her side. Actually, I will show you her, just so you can... Let's see. And wearing a chainmail and a helm, even. And other than these visitors, things have been pretty business as usual here in Zelkor's Ferry for the past week. What would you like to do?
Go
ahead.
No, you start.
I want to do some hiring. I've lost a person every time I've hired them.
You still have Flanagan. Flanagan's here with you. He's here, man.
Speaking of the ferry, Flanagan, when we met, you said you were just looking for your fare, and then you'd be on your way. What changed your mind?
Well, he's got he's missing teeth, and he's always sucks. He's picking at a hole in his tooth with a bone right now. Well, I've got nowhere to go, really. Got no wife, got no kids, got no family, got no place to go, and well, I haven't died yet. Been here for a month, so figure maybe I'll get lucky. Better here than slopping muck somewhere, some such thing. He shrugs his shoulders.
I've slopped enough muck.
Well, it's a change of heart. We're happy to have had you have.
Can't say I've been good luck to too many, though. I've seen about 8 or 9 die in the last month.
That might mean that you're lucky.
We'll find out, I guess. Just keeps biting. He starts gnawing on the bone a little bit. He's fairly quiet.
Folger,
Goes
did you
back-
see? Did you see that woman in the armor that came by? Did you hear anything from anybody about what she's behind? What she is? She's a cleric, a fighter, what?
I don't know. Do we recognize the regalia or the tabard or anything?
No, it appears to be a foreign tabard and symbols. Which tells you
I'll pass
something.
it along.
This doesn't seem to be
Yeah.
someone from Albion.
Doesn't look local. Should we introduce ourselves?
Yeah, I think if nothing else, we might learn some interesting news of the world.
All right. Well, then with that, Folger and whoever else would like to join us will head over to introduce ourselves to the fancied up traveler.
I'm curious. I'll go over as well. Oh, I'm sorry. One game mechanic for people if they're not familiar in Swords of Wizardry, there's 5% experience for like your main stat, but there's also if you have wisdom or charisma over 13, I think it is. Just so you know that when you add your experience.
It's just charisma, I think.
It's wisdom and charisma. It's definitely you can get maximum of 15.
You sure it's wisdom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least it was when I was looking.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I think Caden probably wants to talk to her as well.
Yeah, Folgers and well, Jay, your previous character, has done some of the hiring. So yeah, Caden, and you're a cleric, right? So what do you say when you approach her?
Yeah. I'm not sure. I wasn't thinking about that.
Don't have to say anything at all. You just like sit down.
I sits down. He's like, "You seem well equipped for this place. Why have you come?"
What's your charisma modifier?
Ooh, it's not good.
Oh.
So it's more like, so what are you doing here?
It's a 7.
A 7. Okay, so that's I think that's
Charisma
still
7. Yeah.
0, right? 7 is
No,
no, that's a
8.
minus.
8 is a minus because I have 8 dexterity.
Okay. All right. So she sees you approach and sit down, and she looks at your equipment, and she says, I wish I could say the same about you. You do not look so well equipped for what I have heard is in those woods. My name is Vicar Glothilda. It is nice to meet you. And she reaches out her hand to give you a big hearty shake.
Yeah, I'll shake her hand. David Graham, cleric of the light.
You're a cleric. You're also the cleric of the light here, and you answer to the Archbishop in London. Then
Sure. I don't know. Do I?
yes. Well, I am from the Holy Empire myself, and I have heard that you worship, or that there's a saint here. His relics and his holy remains are somewhere here on the borderland. A Saint Orion. Have you heard of this?
I have not.
Oh,
Other might, but I don't.
well, it's just unfortunate. So here I'd heard stories of Saint Orion and his bravery and standing against the horrors that had almost poured forth from a gateway to another world. That had reached us in the Empire, and so I'd thought that I would go on a pilgrimage and see what could be found. Of course, in my journeys, I've found that there are dark things here on the borders of your land, in this primitive, barbaric land. No offense.
Oh, surely none taken. Where is the saint's remains said to be laying?
Oh, well, I'm not that familiar with your lands. I had hoped that someone here would have heard of him. I would have.
Well, we have a problem with our education system, so.
Ah, yes, of course, yes.
You know, not many of us are actually able to even read. I was raised by monks, so I did learn my letters.
Ah, yes. I'd heard that about these islands. A pity. Well, I wish you safe journeys. Where are you going? What brings you to the... It's clear, I see that you're wearing backpacks and water skins, and you have weapons. You must be traveling through yourself.
We found an entrance we believe leads to Rappan Athuk called the Mouth of the Tube.
Is Rappan Athuk? Rappan Athuk?
Oh, it is very famous here.
Oh,
That's a very famous dungeon.
what is Rappan Athuk? What is this dungeon?
It's the final resting place for many would-be adventurer. We've been told it's a lot of
Excuse me.
lost treasure and some forces of chaos that have still a fortress somewhere in there.
Chaos, you say?
Yes. So far, we've only met beasts, but we have hope to, put some chaos to rest soon.
There's chaos here. I'd heard this, but I thought it was across the border to the northern frozen lands, not here on this island. If this is so, it is my duty as a vicar of the Holy Church to oppose it.
How would you care to accompany us?
Accompany you? And you plan to go into this Rappan Athuk?
Yes?
Well, I had not planned this, but I'm bound by oath to accompany you.
Perhaps we can look for the resting place of Orion.
Perhaps
Maybe
the
it
light
is within the dungeon.
would guide us, but either way, if there is even the rumor of chaos in this place, I must oppose it. But you must understand, if we encounter the forces of chaos, I am bound by oath to fight.
I don't know how that
I am
would
as well.
be a problem.
Very well.
I think you'd probably be in good company.
Yes. Well.
I may have not taken oaths like my brother, but I take this very seriously. I wish to make a name for myself as a great knight someday.
Ah. Well. As all good people should take chaos seriously. And she has this vacant stare, and she looks off into space. And then she says, very well, I will accompany you.
Before you commit completely, we should let you know we've gone on. This group has gone on 2 forays. We've lost a man on each one. It's very dangerous in there.
To what danger?
Well, a band of marauding gnolls, which are no longer there. They were before we found the actual dungeon itself. And the last time, unfortunately, we lost one of our fellows to poison of a giant bunch of these large insects, like centipedes, but ridiculously large and poisonous.
Giant insects. What is a gnoll?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I do. Beast men. They were like these, like dog jackal creatures walking on their legs and making a whole bunch of yapping noises, and we could not speak any of their language, but they spoke steel with us and we responded.
She takes her holy symbol and holds it to her forehead, and she says, "This is truly the mark of chaos. Well, perhaps the light has guided me to this place. Very well. Then I will go and rest, and I will be ready in the morning when sun rises."
We'll be there.
She before she leaves, in a language that you do not understand, she raises her holy symbol, and she says something in a kind of sing-songy manner. And for the rest of the night, you have +1 to attacks and damage rolls and morale for any allies if that were to matter at any point.
That's cool.
And she retires.
Makes this the perfect time to pick a barroom brawl. I'll take Flanagan over to the other table, and anyone else who'd like to join us as well.
To which table?
The table with the scraggly, ragged-clothed gentleman.
Okay. Yeah, Flanagan looks at Helmus and nods, sort of does a little gesture to see if he wants to go as well. We're leaving tomorrow. Might as well see if there's more folk that want to come.
Do you go to the table with 4 people or 2? There's a table that has 2 people, with one with wild, scraggly hair and an eye patch. The other person is balding. They're all men. The table with 4 men has a man who is sort of fat. All of the different men, all of them, both tables, have raggy-looking clothes. The fat man at the table 4 has a sash that he's made out of probably rope or something to tie his tunic. That looks as if it were made from a sack. And the other 3 that are with him are pretty unremarkable. They all look washed up, like they've had a horrible journey.
Folger, do you think of yourself as a person who is discerning of character?
Sometimes.
I'm not sure if these folk look overly capable. As we're walking over there, I guess.
Boulder will nod. I think it'd be good to know if there are refugees coming up, like the ones we met last week, just to keep abreast of goings-on, you know?
I muttered to Helmus that I think they would not probably make good company with the vicar, since I'm not with you at the moment.
At least they're wearing shirts, I suppose.
He was a good investment last time.
Each of us can serve the Lord of Light in his own way.
Flanagan kind of shrugs at that.
I'll approach the table with the gentleman that has the eye patch and the balding man, the 2.
What's your charisma modifier?
I don't know the modifier. It's 17 is the stat.
Woo! Holy moly. That's why I hang out with you.
+2, yeah. So, so what do you say when you approach?
Long trip in?
They see you, and the one with the eye patch immediately turns and raises up his hands. They can see that you're wearing a weapon, and have backpacks and traveler's clothes and stuff, and you're equipped, have armor on, and he says, "Listen, sir, we don't want any trouble. No, I didn't do. I'm sure whatever you've heard, it's not true. Look, I don't have any money."
I'm hardly a bailiff, and I'm not here to shake you down.
Okay. You're a traveler then. I'm sorry. Judging from your armor and your weapons, I thought you must be with one of the gangs.
Have you met many gangs in town?
Oh no, the gangs, they patrol the wilderness. There's different groups of them.
At this, Folger will nod to Flanagan and take a seat. He'll whistle to Odo and call for a round to be brought over. You have my attention? This is the first I've heard of them. Have they been giving you trouble?
Giving me trouble, sir. That's what they cause trouble. That's what they're there for. There's giving me trouble. And he turns to the person with him who does not smile back when he laughs.
Where do you fellas come from? I've been around here for about a month, and there's more folk moving in from. I don't know. Just starting to wonder if there's unrest down south or some such thing.
What's your charisma modifier?
11. I have charisma 11, so I don't know.
Okay. Still
It's
a
nothing.
Roll. Okay. He says, he answers your question with a question and says, well, what are you doing here? Well, why would you come to Zelko's Ferry?
Trying to get rich.
Rich?
Trying to stay alive. Well,
Getting rich and staying alive are two things someone would not want to come to Zelko's Ferry for.
well, it seems like you may have just got here then, because there's wealth in them hills if you got some steel and know what to do with it.
The man next to him is like, this could pay our ferry. And he nods. He's like, well, look, you all seem like good people, so I'll make you a deal. The fact is that maybe I've already said too much, so nothing's for free around here. And the eyes roll bags.
Right. Folger here is more of the organizer of such things. Folger, you mind if we have a little talk for 1 second, please? And I get up.
I have a thought. We'll talk in just a moment about this, Flanagan. Do you know where these highwaymen operate out of? That might be worth your ferry.
Aye. Well, could tell you what we've heard. And let's see. You will have heard. Particular, yeah. Look, they say that the coast road that runs north-south, that's east of here, down the river, goes all the way up into the Northlands, to places no one goes anymore. The road's untended. It's supposed to be patrolled by a barony to the south, but on the north side of the bridge, on the other side of the river, the truth is that there's an entire band of criminals that control the bridge. It's how they make their money. Waiting the bridge, going back and forth up and down the coast road and into the hills to try to make their fortune. They take in desperate people. They would have taken in us. But we're just not dishonest like that.
Taking in desperate people and taking travelers for their pocket change are not two things I usually match up. Are they violent types?
Oh, I've heard that.
And what else have you heard?
They're not the only ones. But as I said, things are expensive to get by around here, so I think I've already said enough. And he leans
All right,
back
Flanagan.
into his drink.
Just a moment. We'll step away.
I don't get a good feeling about those two.
No, I don't think we'll take them in with us, but I'm not against covering the fare for 2 people if they give us some useful information.
Just don't show them how much you have in your pouches.
They won't see it. I'll pay the fare directly.
I think we should watch our backs tomorrow. It's kind of type that's saying one thing and maybe saying one thing and not saying everything. It's pretty lucky that they'd be out, learn about these folks robbing people at a bridge and not surviving to tell the tale. I kind of wonder if they're just part of that group themselves and maybe coming to town to scout things out or something. I don't know. I'm just getting a bad feeling. That shirtless man last time.
Yeah, I think they had come up from the south, but this has already been reasonably fruitful.
They did come in from the ferry to the south, did they? Do we know that?
Well, they said they came up the coast, but
Right.
I suppose I'm not sure what they meant by up.
Yeah, I flew in on a giant eagle, but you can believe that or take that one way or the other.
Flanagan, I'm this close to buying your fare out of here, too.
Well,
All right.
set me up on a good plot of land, and I'll gladly take the offer, friend.
We'll return to the table for just a moment and tell them I want to mark on the map and anything else that they know. And if I like what I hear, we'll take a trip down to the ferryman and pay their way. They can leave in the morning.
Okay. Do you have, he asked this, he says, do you have something I could try? You have a map?
I'll produce a blank piece of paper, and I don't know, is chalk or charcoal something that I'd have available here?
You could buy it. Do you have paper?
Helmet has chalk.
Oh, if we have chalk, then we'll do a little drawing on the table.
Okay.
I'll draw a circle on the table. That's Zelkor's ferry.
Okay.
Rest up to you.
This catches my attention when I see him drawing and stuff like that, so I'm going to mention to Helmus I'm going to get up and see what's going on. If you're interested, come along. And I walk over there to start listening. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to listen now what's going on.
Okay, so you draw this with the chalk, and he looks and he says, I'd imagine, that you'd help a poor couple people out like us, that you wouldn't be trying to learn something that might get us hurt. Maybe, certainly not that there's people already in this tavern that might be in that gang, or be trying to be in it because they don't have other options. And he nods toward the 4 people.
If I like what I hear, you'll be gone in the morning on the ferry.
All right. That works. Okay. He takes the chalk and, feeling that he has no other option, he draws. Now, this is with the table, obviously. Well, actually, I'll just draw it this way.
Since I heard that last comment while I was there, I'm gonna kind of look interested at what's going on and kind of sidle around the table to try to position myself in a way that I am in between the other table and this guy, whatever he's drawing.
Good thinking.
Don't know what this even is about, but It sounded
Yeah.
like we don't want them to see.
Right.
Yeah, he does lean over and he just kind of draws it and stops a bit, takes a drink, goes back to it. And it's a very simple thing. You drew a circle and you're like Zelkor's fairy, so simple enough. Zzz, he draws a line across the table, a river. And then he draws another line on the far end of the table, so this is like over east on this side. I'm drawing it right here. So
Are you
if,
drawing this?
On the screen.
Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah.
So he draws this line straight through it, and then he draws another line, and then he scribbles back and forth all the way on the right side of the table, which is the ocean. It's the sea, and then near to that he draws a vertical line, which is obviously the coast road, and on the other side of the bridge, he says, just like there, like I said, it's what I've heard. That there's a big gang of them right there on the other side of that bridge.
Well, that's gonna have to do. Okay. Then after we conclude our business tonight, I'll walk them down to the ferryman and pay their way, and they can leave whenever he leaves.
Okay. All right.
And so I asked them what's going on. They explain whatever they want to explain, and I catch up on the events.
Just
So we have
gathering
possible
leads.
bandits in our own midst. Makes sense.
Now,
Where
something you would know is Zelkor's ferry is probably a good 60, 70 miles away from the coast. So
Okay.
that coast road is quite a ways to the east down the river, just so you know.
Okay.
Quite a ways to the east. Okay.
Yeah, good. What do we got?
Did he mention how many the bandits numbered?
Yeah, if you ask him that, he says that he uses vagaries because this is something he's heard. So he says, like, I've heard there's quite a lot of them.
As in scores?
Scores, aye, like a small army. Heard there's a whole outpost. Make a business of controlling that road to the north of the bridge. Might be
And-
why nothing moves north, actually.
And if I hand you this chalk, how are you with letters?
I don't know no letters, sir.
Then, and Folger will lean in very close. What would we call their leader?
Well, you lean in and he leans back and he's like, I don't know no names. Nah, I told you a lot that I'd heard. It'd be awfully kind of if you'd help two poor people get on the ferry out of here now.
Do you have somewhere safe to stay tonight?
No, sir. We were going to stay in the stable.
I think you're going to stay in rooms at the Bristleback Inn.
That is awfully kind of you.
Wouldn't want you to disappear in the middle of the night, especially if you've been doing some talking already.
I wouldn't want that either. They got locks on the doors and feathers in the beds. That would be
I don't know about
actually-
feathers in the beds, but Odo keeps the place safe.
I was actually
Clean
going to
rushes
find
at
out.
least.
Sorry.
I was going to find out where they were to stand, watch over them in the evening, but that's even better. I didn't think of the obvious.
What were you going to say, Isaiah?
Oh, I just said clean rushes at least. My wife
go.
just told me something somewhat disturbing, so I need to go talk to her for a minute, unfortunately. My apologies.
No problem.
I'll be right back.
Sure. Okay. Well, I'm happy to pay the extra gold for each of them to get a room, unless they share. I don't know how Bristleback does that.
They would probably be ecstatic to share, so the total price of the ferry and a room would be 3 gold.
Okay.
Excuse
Then
me.
I'll pay that, and at some point in the evening, we'll retire to somewhere where maybe the walls are a little thicker, and see if I can get a name or at least anything about the leader, reputation,
Ah, okay. That's a neat idea.
what they look like.
Go ahead and make a listen at door check.
Oh, I was going to ask them to tell me somewhere where it's private.
Meaning
no.
once they realize they're in a private place and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to go somewhere private with them and ask them to tell me.
It seems like this man is not willing to tell you.
Okay, well, Flanagan, I kind of clink when I walk. Do you want to head that up?
They were hinting that the other 4 might know something. I'm not.
I think
Yeah,
they were
we should
hinting the
talk
other
to
4
them.
might be part of them.
Exactly.
Could talk to the other 4.
Perhaps we should just make note of that, because we're
Yeah,
not
that
going
too.
to be able to. Okay. We're not going to be able to stop them ourselves right now, so we may not want to play our hand yet. I'm sure that bandits are going to be in this common room on a regular basis.
Do they have any distinctive? The other 4, any distinctive garments, or all have mud on their boots, or like did they come into town
Right.
with horses or anything that sort of sets them apart?
Yeah, I think what you don't see tells you something, so I'll answer some of those questions. No,
Right.
no horses stabled. They don't have any extra equipment. They look like transients that barely made it here. And all 6 of these people look that way.
Right. Yeah. Maybe we should act. Maybe we shouldn't act like we are too curious right now. We ask too many questions. They're going to bring it back to whoever that is, and I don't know. We might be in for some trouble. Best. Maybe you're right, Barsuk.
All right. And that's been about 45 minutes of in the tavern, so I'll say the night it's passed. Except unless somebody wants to make a listen at door check.
I don't think
I
it
don't
makes
wanna
much
risk
sense
it.
for me to do that, but I'd be curious to know if someone else wants to listen and what we hear.
Just like as you would imagine, I will say there is a small chance that you will get caught if you try to do that.
Anybody good at that kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't want to risk it.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. The sun rises the next day. You've been very fortunate lately with the weather. Whoops. Whoop. Jumped in the water. Yeah. I'm sorry, and actually this is Wode's Day. Ill the 20th. The 20th of the month. And it is a warm summer day. Humid. You can hear insects mating and crawling and screaming. It is a lush and lively day in the summer heat. When the sun rises, the ground is misty, vapors rolling in off of the riverfront, and it looks like it will be a nice day as far as the weather is concerned.
Yeah, Flanagan's just quietly checking his bag and double checking that he's got all the gear that he needs. He's getting pretty used to this sort of thing, and he looks over at everybody and says, "So, we're headed back to the Mouth of Doom then."
Looks that way.
Yeah.
Okay, as always, and yeah, being your third trip, you can see that you have the riverfront here, forming. So this forms kind of like a peninsula that juts out into the river, with sandbars here on the east side of it, and then you have the hill to the southwest that's forested, and then this open area here to the west.
What do you think, everybody?
Where's that coast road?
The coast
You
road
wonder.
that they talk about is the main, or used to be, back when the kingdom of Albion was still in power, and then the sons, the petty kingdoms that split off of it maintained it. The coast road was the main north-south road on the east coast of Albion. That's about 60 to 70 miles to the east of here.
Oh, okay. Like across that river.
Yeah, and yeah, somewhere to the east, anyways.
Okay. Do we want to follow the road this time?
Sure.
I was thinking maybe we'll get there faster.
I just want to say I'm back. I'm still quite concerned about my wife, and I may have to leave.
Absolutely.
She told me wait 15 minutes or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, anything you need, no problem at all. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know, Isaiah.
Yeah.
I'm still confused about where the road is. Is it like is it on the map that we're looking? Oh, it's that. Okay, keep thinking that's a stream or something.
Yeah, I
There
think
is
it's
a-
the road, right?
There is a road that leads into a delta here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a road that goes along the water?
So yeah, it goes, and I may have misinterpreted it, but it's canon now, is basically, because the map doesn't tell me or specify specifically, but based on some other things I know, so I have that this is a road, and of course unmaintained and overgrown, but it leads up into this delta here. From where you are, you can't make out any more specifics than that, though, because it's miles away.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask. The scale in this is like, for example, the size of the OSR token is roughly what? Is that like
It's about a half mile. So
Half
this
a
is
Oh, I see.
actually, this is not very accurate. This is about a mile right here.
Okay, so that's about a mile. All right. Yeah, just so I have an idea.
So when you're telling us that this thing is 60 miles off, that's like a whole other map.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is a
okay.
whole different map. Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. Gotcha.
All right, so that delta could have been a road leading to some kind of like smuggly area. Who knows?
I just follow orders. You all pick the route. I'll hold the torch.
Yeah, let's follow the road. For now.
Yeah.
That sounds like an interesting idea.
Okay.
Sure, something may present itself along the way as well.
If not, we'll know that at least we can take the road.
Correct.
It's easier walking.
Okay. So you start heading west. Is that right?
Yeah.
It takes some 20 minutes or so to walk out into the open fields. It's a beautiful day with a gentle breeze coming in off of the riverfront. And as you get closer to this delta, you see in the distance here at a road where it meets this delta overlooking the waterfront, there is a statue of some hunched figure. That's what you can see from where you are. There's nothing else remarkable so far. You can see that there's some old paths on the other side of this delta that are not part of the road. They seem to like, paths, whether they're animal paths or human paths, you're not sure. They follow the riverfront on the other side. That's all you can see from where you currently are.
I don't like the looks of that. This statue, it's not moving or anything. Like as we're going closer, I'm watching it really carefully, just to see if it's like how big is it of a statue?
From where you are, it looks like it's probably the size of a man or larger.
Okay. Well, I guess so.
It was
I'll
right,
continue.
like in prayer or something.
Well, you're about still about a mile off from it. You can just see it, so it's kind of like you're a slightly higher ground from where you're at. So you can kind of imagine this waterfront, and it meets kind of like where it narrows, and then there's a road coming up to it. From a mile off, you can't tell. You can just see that there's like this, what looks like a figure at first, but it's clear to you it's some kind of statue that's sitting at the head of that delta.
I'm happy to continue up. Everybody else is.
Yeah.
Okay. When you get up here, you do see that there's the road. You can tell off in the distance that the road forks, going southeast, and then another fork going south. You can also see further down to the south, off in the distance, the terrain rises up. You're kind of in a low area, like a floodplain. And as the terrain rises up off in the distance to the south, there's some forest. As you get closer to the statue, you can see it's worn and weathered. It has a demonic shape with bat wings and ram's horns. That despite it being weathered and pocked and beaten down from over a very, very long period of time, obviously, its demonic shape and horns can still be discerned. And it has an outstretched arm, and it points to the south, to the southwest. It points that way.
Like towards. Oh, okay. I was thinking towards the mouth.
Not towards the mouth.
Actually, I'm wrong. That absolutely points like, let's see, south, like this. I'm sorry, it's hard to draw with this thing.
Yeah.
By the way, while we're doing mechanic stuff like that, just so you know, anybody who's interested in any swords and wizardry stuff or anything like that, there's like a 50% off sale on everything from the Frog Gods, as well as other manufacturers because of this OGL thing. And they have a ton. I told you, Ross, about a bunch of the things that they have there too. I found, because today I was collecting, yesterday and today I was collecting stuff from Humble Bundle because I replaced my hard drive, so I'm trying to download everything to it. And they have a lot of bundles over the years that I'd forgotten about. I don't know if you ever use those. They're pretty good.
Yeah. All right. We're and I should also note, you do also see a little hilltop off in the distance.
Okay.
And these paths that follow the riverfront.
We just want to go back to the mouth.
Yeah. Kid, do you recognize this figure?
Bad
Do I?
figure. Oh, wait a second. Isn't the vicar with us?
Yeah, she arrived by ferry.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we could ask her if she's ever seen anything like that, because it has bat wings, right?
She looks at the statue. She says, "No good people of the light would ever craft something so hideous as this. Some of our cathedrals and in the Empire, we depict guardians, but I can tell that is not what this is. This is some sort of demon, and I'm tempted to destroy it here now."
As am I.
Yeah, I mean, we already know which way it's pointing, so.
Small tools, but I'm not sure I have anything that can destroy a statue. Can we topple it?
Mace destroy it?
You could take maces to it and other tools and things, but it will take
I've
you...
got spikes. It would take a long time, I would imagine.
This will all take a long time. It'll take hours.
We got rope. We just put the rope around the neck, and figure we could all drag it down at least into the mud.
Try that. And if we can't, then we'll make a note of this and we'll do this during our week's break, as it were. We'll make a trip out to try to. And if Ross decides something happens while we're doing that, then we can pick up there.
It's currently been about 2 hours. It'll probably take you 4 or 5 hours of hard work with ropes and hammers and spikes and stuff to chisel away at the old stone and the foundation to topple it.
Far
return
be
to
it
it.
for me to decide what the priests of light think is a priority here. I've got enough gold to last me another week if we think this is important.
I've got a hammer and some stuff we could use, not too unlike a chisel.
I'll say that
Some
if your goal
spikes
is
and
to,
pythons. Could we just knock off its head or something and move on?
Yeah, if it's to deface it, I'll say that you can do that, and I'll also say that in the week that you're here, you can come out. It's about a 40-minute walk away from the ferry, which is not completely without danger, but I'll say that you could do it and come out and topple the tower if that's your goal.
Okay.
Okay.
That
Is
sounds
there
like a noble
anything?
goal.
Yeah, is there anything left? Like offerings, even very old offerings, bones, or anything at the foot of this thing?
You don't even see any indication that there are wagon marks or horse hooves or footprints. It looks like nobody. And we'll do our first. You can make a wisdom attribute check if you're not a ranger. But just
D20?
one. Yeah, D20 to get under your wisdom score.
Okay, Flanagan does it. I think he's just quietly doing this on his own, at this point at least.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right. Looks like you got under your wisdom score.
Yeah.
Flanagan.
Yeah, me too.
What you notice is that as you're traveling, you can tell that there are paths, right? There are some kind of it's either an animal path or a footpath that parallels the riverfront. But there's also a path here that comes out from the ferry. So it looks like somebody has come through here. But it's faint and doesn't indicate any volume of travel that's come through here.
Okay. Flanagan has a stick that he's whittled, he's got a sort of a walking stick he's carrying, and he just he says, "Looky there," and he points across with the little delta with his stick, and he says, "Looks like a little path there, and looky over there." It continues on. It's like someone's coming in and out to the ferry. Could be bears, or could be some other kind of creature, or might even be those 6 folk we saw in the inn last night. For all I
Or
know.
that creepy old guy.
Well spotted. We'll make a mark of that. Maybe
My
worth-
mother had strong eyes. I think I inherited it from her. Bless her heart.
that may
Make a
be
note of
worth
it and move on.
investigation down the line.
What was that, Caden?
I'll say maybe we just make a note of this and move on.
And I want to emphasize also when I say that there's a road here, what I mean to say is that there's something here that indicates that there used to be a road because it's overgrown and untended and stuff like that. But
Right.
yeah.
As a side note, especially if it's in between sessions, I have my leather at the inn. I'm wearing the chain, but my leather's in the room in the inn. Whether it's there when I return, I don't know.
Okay. And everybody's is the
Everything
lowest
else okay.
movement rate currently? What's the base movement rate? Does anyone have 100 or more pounds?
No, I'm at 83 right now. I
Okay.
just went up because of the chain.
All right.
86.
86. Okay, so we're at a base movement rate of 9. Okay, gotcha.
All right, down the road we go. If it's overgrown, at least, well, that probably means there's no highwaymen.
Okay, so are you gonna, where are you going?
Down towards the mouth of the June.
Yeah, I would imagine that's the left fork.
Okay, to the
Yep.
left. Okay. All right, you make it about this far.
Is 75 the break point? Because if that's the case, I'm actually still at max because I'm 2 pounds under that.
Nice.
Because
Yeah.
it's plus 10. Plus
Yeah,
10
you
I
do.
got.
It is. Yeah, and You can tell across the saddle, so you can see on the hill where your battle took place. And across this saddle is probably the shallowest part of whatever this part of the river that's coming out here. If you ever had to ford the river, it looks like it's probably the best place to do it. You can see that there's a wilderness here as the terrain starts to increase, and then this kind of loops around this road to the southwest.
Okay.
If we follow the road, we should go by that empty house, the abandoned homesteads that we saw on our first day, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Down the road we go.
The road splits and rejoins. What's in the middle there? On that other flank? I'm just saying, is there something in the middle? Or is that
across there?
Yeah, or is that an island maybe in water?
Yeah, this is
Have a
probably
suspicion.
meant to indicate a water course, but there's some other details where I'm basically saying this is these are roads.
Alongside it.
The map does not indicate. And anyways, I won't.
Right. No, that's
there'll
fine.
be some spoilers, but it serves its purpose either way. Yeah, it could just as easily be a dried water course. Excuse me. Yeah. As you pass the woods here, this road, it kind of comes down, and then there to your right there's this steep terrain, not that steep, but a hill that comes up, and there's woods, and the woods here are especially thick, and the trunks and branches and old ferns that hang from the trees hang out like long. The ferns have like a octopus like appearance, and that they just fatly hang from the trees, and the roots themselves have an octopus like appearance with almost like suckers, bulges and blisters along the trunks. And let's see.
So I'm hearing let's not have a picnic under them.
Yeah.
Yep.
John, roll a d6.
I'll be right back. I'm going to check on my wife, and I'm sorry to keep disrupting the
Yeah,
game.
no problem.
That's
Oh.
a 3.
A 3. You don't notice anything. And then otherwise, the woods look very dark here. And in the distance along the road, this is especially why I consider it some different things. It's probably a road. Is that you can see that ruined building off in the distance, a few miles. Kind of this road, it kind of winds here, and then the terrain increases, and then come off on the side of the hillside, as along a ridge between these woods that are higher up on either side is that ruined building. And then you can see the forest down to the south, and off in the distance you can see a hillside that's much steeper and higher rising up.
Did we explore this? The other group explore this ruined building before?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing in
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I thought I remembered a ruined building. I wasn't sure if it was this one.
Well, there it is. So to point up at the slope to the south.
I check my weapons, armor, shrug.
Yeah.
I guess we go.
Okay.
Forward.
This takes probably a few hours for you to journey along the road and to make it up through the woods and up the side of the hill. Let's see here.
Was it quicker to go this way, or?
Well, I had you all go down the road and then go down the road, like that you went west first and then went south and stuff. And maybe in the future, because the road could be cleared and you could use horses or something, but
So if we cleared the road,
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's see here.
Come out of this place with some gold, we might be able to hire people to clear the road.
Head into this cave so I can start working the roads here.
Folger, you can roll a d6.
Sure thing.
Prior to entering the mouth, as it were, I asked that the vicar say some words.
Okay. She as you go through the woods and you head up the ridgeline, Folger, you don't notice anything. The mouth of doom is a huge stone demon face carved into the side of the hill. As she approaches it, she looks at it with incredulity and holds her holy symbol and holds it against her head. And she says, "Light protect us." And then in a language that you don't understand, she sings something, obviously a prayer. And for a little while, once again, you can have +1 to your attacks and damage rolls. And, well, you don't have anyone else that would have morale.
Cool.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, for a little while. Okay. And you have the same dark black onyx steps leading down into this place. Who is using a light?
Flanagan will light the torch.
Yeah, I gave him light a torch this time too.
Okay.
And I can be in the front now with, somewhat decent AC. I have a 14 now.
I'll give it to somebody else if they want to hold it.
Do any of you guys have a 10-foot pole?
Yes, I do.
Yes. I do.
Outstanding. Okay.
Okay.
I do not have my normal grapple, but I have a 10-foot pole.
Give myself... Everyone should have vision, right? Everyone able to see?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to... Let's see. I'm going to make this all players. So, Dan, everybody's going to be able to move your token.
Oh, yeah, I see it now.
That way I can... Okay, that's good to know. That means that you don't have vision. I'm going to give that to you. Oh, wait. Yeah, you do. Okay.
Yeah, I see it now.
All right. Where do you go? You see...
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Is Flanagan in the back, Jay?
Yeah, I'm happy to be. Flanagan is in the back. He's sticking to what he's been doing as just like a kind of helper. Actually, you know what? He sort of close to your side, Folger, because that's what he's been doing. So, where are you right now? You're.
I'm in the front, but I actually, if you're lighting a torch, then Folger will sidle up to you while you're getting that in order.
Yeah.
And make some concerned eyebrows in the direction of the new blood.
Of the priestess.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just worrying over much, but it always troubles me a little to hear languages I don't know.
I thought that was a prayer of light. I'm not too familiar with this ways of
Sounds beautiful.
spirit.
It did. Sometimes those things can be distracting. I hope it's nothing. Just keep an eye out.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we want to go by the centipedes again.
No, I don't think we wish to do that.
Alaric, you can roll a d6.
I will do that.
Well, do we clear out those centipedes or not? What do you think?
I think
I
we
would actually-
didn't.
No. Okay.
I think there were still holes there they could come through.
Yeah. I brought a little bit of extra oil this time, since we're doing torches instead of a lantern. I just stocked up to what I had before. If you guys want, we can try to bait some of them out, but I don't remember seeing any doors in the room with the pit trap.
We didn't get a chance to check the room because this type of place is the type of place that oftentimes things are hidden, but I don't think we want to check the room without, being safe with the. We could try something else and then go there, I think. Since
don't
it
wanna
may
go
be a
through
dead
the-
end, why fight for a dead end? If there's a secret door, that's great, but maybe we'll find something elsewhere first.
Yeah, I don't know if I suspect a secret door there. We fill in the map a little more first.
Yeah.
Do we still
That's
want
what
to
I'm
go
saying.
down the pentacle path?
Let's just. Why don't we just at least look down to the south and see if there's. Just peek around the. Is that door open at least to the south? I think we would.
To the kitchenette.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean straight south, the pentacle door.
Yeah, the star door, and then even just peek through that door and see if the kitchenette and the creatures are still lying there, etc. Just to see if anything's changed. Like that's information that would
Yeah.
be valuable, I think.
Alaric, what did you get on your d6?
A 1.
A 1. Okay.
Good or bad, but it's an extreme.
In getting a 1, suddenly you all hear a scraping, sliding sound just here in the darkness.
Oh shoot!
Like the centipedes?
No, something very ponderous and large.
Ah,
Like something that's being dragged across the stone.
Flanagan pulls out his sword. He's got a sword in one hand and a long sword in the other, and the torch in the other. He's kind of in the middle of people, trying to hold up the torch, but he's not going to go around the corner yet.
Is Folger and Helmus both chainmail armed, or anybody less than that?
And then plate.
Oh,
Didn't have
perfect.
chain.
Good. All right. I just want to make sure that I wasn't in second row and there was somebody with worse armor in front.
No, we're all fine at this stage.
Isaiah said he had to step out. I don't know what that means. If Hummus is
Yeah.
gone now or what.
Let's not put him right in the front rank if we're moving around. And
Yeah.
he's...
Let me then go in the front and take his place.
Yeah, and I'll roll for him, so you
Okay.
won't lose the benefit of having him anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
At least this way we're not putting him as the test guy when he's not.
I don't
here.
want to put him in any unnecessary danger.
Yeah,
try to
Caden's going to
maneuver
pull out
around.
his mace as well.
Okay.
Mace on one hand, torch in the other.
Do we know how far off this sounds, or is it just echoey?
It sounds very close by. It sounds like just a matter of a few feet on the other side of the staircase.
All right.
Some-
Well then,
Some huge.
we
yeah.
should probably do a.
I guess we'll have to
swoop
deal with
around.
it.
Folger will step wide round the corner with his shield up.
Okay.
I'll flank you.
Flanagan.
Oh, gross.
Oh.
I have to restart this. There is this massive collection of just muck that you can see wobbling, and parts of it sliding off and then recollecting, probably 10 feet high and 10 feet wide. You can see, despite how opaque the muck is, it does look as though there are the remains of some people somewhere inside of it. And Folger, you can roll a d6 for... Well, actually, what's the plan first? Stunts,
I would like to
plans,
fall back. I'm
fall
not.
back up the stairs.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I'm not feeling too hot about getting in hugging range of this thing.
All
Is
right.
it moving quickly? How fast is it moving?
Like we could run if I don't know if we've been through the door on the south. We could run across to the door on the south and shut it. It looks like it's smaller, bigger than that.
Interestingly, this thing is pretty fast. But
Oh,
it's-
okay, then never mind.
But it's slower than you all. And you can see that it's like at a brisk walking speed, sliding across the floor.
I mean, we could just throw stones at
Walk
it.
up this stairwell.
All right.
Let's see how it does with stairs.
Okay.
Do you go all the way back up the stairs?
If we're moving faster than it, then I say we kind of keep pace with it, see if it even notices us or follows.
Sure,
There's no
yeah.
reason to outpace it at the moment.
Yeah. And is it even coming towards us? Yeah, so towards the stairs and just see if it's like noticing our presence.
Yeah. Okay. So I just this is gonna sound like a because this do you head up to the top of the stairs to the mouth, or do you stay in the stairwell?
How
Do you just
how
depart the
long is the
facility?
stairwell?
Like maybe 20 to 30 feet long.
So the question for me would be, in a situation like this, when we are faster than them, because D&D is a turn-based thing, would we be able to do a statement plan of we go to some point on the stairwell, and if it's turns to go up the
Sure.
stairwell,
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
continue. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like maybe we don't have to go that far up the stairwell. We
Yeah.
just see if it turns in with us.
Okay, so you stay in the
Yeah.
darkness of the stairwell and you wait and you look, and you can actually see it. Actually, and I'll just move you all. Like I'll just collect you and I'll just move you into the stairwell like this. You can actually
Back off a bit on that.
Having
Actually
flashbacks
see
to the
it.
plane of fear.
see it actually sliding across in front of the stairwell, and then it kind of lingers for a while and wobbles
And that-
around as you hang around in the dark.
I suspect we know what happens to parties that have fared poorly here.
Okay, as it's standing there, I'll just take a step forward and look carefully. There's stuff inside of it. Is there anything shining, like any gold or interesting looking weapons or anything like that?
My God, you're brave.
I give him room. I back up.
Oh, I'm not going. I'm right where I am on the stairs. Like I got my light up if it's there, and I'm just like, is there anything reflecting back that's in there? I'm not going up any closer than I show there. Like I'm 10 feet away, kind of thing.
I think it is apparent to you that the belongings of several formerly humanoid persons are floating around in this thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Rough
So
Drive set it on fire.
Yeah, I think we should gently apply a little fire.
okay, you know what? Then before it leaves, I put my sword on the ground. I'll put out a second torch, and I'll light one torch with the other, and then I'm just gonna toss one of the torches, like on because we're a little bit above.
Let's see what the effect is first.
Yeah, I'll toss a torch on top of it if I can. See what happens.
On top of it.
Yeah,
That's
because if it's immune to fire, why waste the oil?
That's fair.
It's a good idea to test this.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to do oil too, this is just what Flanagan's doing. It's pretty
Yeah.
clear. I'll just try tossing one of these things on, see what happens.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Okay, my armor class. What is my to hit? Oh yeah. Okay, Flanagan's better than Bantha stat wise.
Flanagan's a monster.
Yeah, I hit armor class 16.
Oh, armor class 16. Okay. Yeah, you strike it, and you can see how it like the flame hits it, and then kind of rolls onto this viscous mass, and the flame kind of it stays on for a while, and then it hits the ground, and eventually the torch sputters out. It looks like almost as if you were to throw I think if you threw a torch into a thing of oil or viscous material, the flame would keep for a while, and then it would sputter out. That is to say, it does seem as if it could be affected by fire if you had enough of it.
Right.
But it didn't seem to like shrink away from the fire or anything like that.
Well, and then it starts to
Not that I know what it means when it
whether
shrinks.
it's the fire or not, it definitely starts to slide off into the dark.
Okay. Will I be able to?
We don't want to be in the dungeon and run into it and have it
No.
between us and the stairs.
We just close the doors behind us, I suppose.
Close the doors behind us and keep an eye out for anything reflective you see while we're walking down the halls.
Yeah.
I say we give it 10 minutes to move on its way, and then we just go.
Yeah, go down the star door.
Okay. You're in a dark hall. Do you stay in the dark, or do you keep it torch lit?
I lit another torch, so I have that lit. The unlit torch is down the floor down here somewhere, I guess, and I'll pick
How
that
long
up
does the torch last?
after 10 minutes.
Okay.
So we do have a torch lit.
Okay. All right. 10 minutes pass, and eventually you no longer hear the scraping, sliding sounds.
Well, let's take a look. Flanagan will gingerly walk down the stairs and peer around the corner, and first thing we'll pick up the torch that he lit and put it back in his pack if everything is safe.
Yeah, Keaton goes towards you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You do that. Yeah. You pick up the torch. You don't see anything. It looks like you can see the these alcoves. You see the door ahead. It looks like the door is open. And otherwise, yeah, from the south and southeast and west around you, it's quiet.
The door is open.
Looks like the
I
door
think
is open.
we didn't close it, did we?
Well, technically,
We are not the only ones here. That's interesting.
Well,
Okay.
don't worry. I know that like there's a rule that says the doors automatically close unless it's a monster and all that stuff, and I'm not.
Oh, I didn't know that was a rule. Oh,
Did we leave it open last time? I thought we did.
So to be clear, what it means is you did leave it open, and nothing has seemed to have. If something has closed it since, they have since opened it again because it's,
Right. Yeah.
it's as you left it.
I think of that as a sign of activity. Okay, but let's Wait, did we not want to go that direction?
I think
The only direction we don't want to go is the one leading to the centipedes right now until we have nothing better to do.
Yeah, I
Okay.
thought we wanted to explore that path more.
I'll okay, let's go down and take a peek around the corner and see if the centipede door is open. Let's reform the marching order. Such as it is.
I mean, the thinking last time was that we go deep,
Mhm.
and we did venture forward there and found a few things. So maybe better to take at least the same southern door than to follow another one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
At least we know enough to know if there's changes, and that gives us more information than we'd have somewhere else, I suppose.
Yeah. That's very true. All right. I'll move up to that corner at the door and take a look.
Okay, and Flanagan's with you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wherever you want to go.
I just want to take a look to the right
Yeah, I'll
and
peer out.
see if the door's open or closed.
I apologize. You might see me sometimes ping the map, which will force it to move. That's something I have to do on my end to be able to track it, but it should just move it to wherever your tokens are anyway. But anyways, as you go up to the door, you can see the door's open, and you take you said you have a torch?
Yeah.
Okay. Take your torch and you lean out to either side. You can see that the door does appear to be open, and there's these rotting piles of bodies that have since been picked apart. It almost looks like roadkill now, where you can only see just the...
We just learned something.
Just
The
yeah.
thing doesn't go down this path.
Right. Just what were you going to finish saying there, Ross?
Yeah, the bodies, they look like they've been completely picked apart, and you only have like the smear of what was left from the bodies of... but the residue is on the ground and reflects from the muck in your light, and then you have the same thing on the opposite end and the door that's broken, where you can see that there's a sticky muck residue on the ground. Other than the sticky residue, there's these bodies are gone.
Okay, so the bones are gone and everything?
Yeah, it looks like it's been just like...
Oh, the bones are gone. Ah,
Oh, maybe that thing did come this way.
Yeah. I thought when he said the sticky residue, I thought like there were more caterpillar or whatever, those centipede things that came out and ate the rest of them. But they would have left the bones if that was the case. So if there's no bones and that thing goes here too, we got to keep an eye out.
All right.
So at the
Folger would like
janitor.
to head right and pull the centipede door too.
Okay. What were you saying, John? I will.
Sorry, John.
No,
No,
it's okay.
nothing really.
Okay. I will move. I will. I will close the centipede door.
I just said the dungeon has a janitor.
Yes, it does.
Well, let's peek in before it gets closed. Does there anything like Flanagan will be there with Folger and just shine the light inside? Does it look anything in there significant? Anything changed?
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Flanagan, you open the door. What is it?
Or like I didn't open it, but I was there before Folger closed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the again just the sticky residue of the bodies just on the near side of the door, and then there's like this on second glance it's obvious to you that the tapestries on the wall and the holes where the wall has just fallen in. This place is a hive.
Okay.
And
let's close that then.
You hear skittering noises just as you close the door.
Yeah.
Just
Oh, get it.
And it sounds like something is coming toward the closed door. A lot.
Is there?
Can we do like?
Is
use,
there
like, iron
space
spikes
underneath?
to-
Exactly. Yeah.
John, you want to spike the door?
Yeah, I have 8 spikes,
Okay.
so I'll use one.
It takes some time to do that, but otherwise,
Instead of watching the opposite side of the hallway while he's doing that.
all right. You're able to spike the door shut, and you can actually tell that there's some force of weight on the other side of the door. And you hear lots of noises of things. And you actually have to kind of keep the door shut as you're doing this, and you're forcing the spikes under the door so it can't move.
Yeah.
Because if I recall correctly, I think I said that this comes in, and so you have to keep it where it is, and you have to put these things wedging them underneath, and you drive them in.
Yep.
Probably getting someone's help, and your torches go out. Your first 2 torches.
Okay. Flanagan will
How
light
many
another one.
spikes does it take?
2 spikes, I'll say.
Flanagan lights his second out of 4 torches.
Yep. Caden will light another torch. I've got 9, so.
So that weight on the door, was that like the kind of weight that giant centipedes could apply, or was it bigger than that?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously like one organic hand of like things trying to force the door open because they're hungry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah. No more of that.
Yeah.
We'll come back some other time and dump a bunch of oil under the door if there's space.
Yeah, I was
for
going
that.
to ask, is the door sealy or is it drafty bottom like where my ferrets could go through?
Oh, no, I don't think anything could slide underneath, yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay,
you could probably
that's a
pour
mercy.
oil underneath it, but, I don't know if it would stop it. I would probably roll for that.
Good to know for next time.
I want to keep the oil on hand for now, just in case. But that is.
I have a lantern and the oil too, so.
I've remembered the ruling on bringing tons and tons of the same thing, slowing you down, and I might go for that next time.
Yeah.
So
No such thing as too much oil.
Clotilda, she's holding her holy symbol to her face as you all are like, hold the door, and you're trying to no, don't let it slip, and you're trying to hold it for the next 10 minutes as you're trying to drive this thing into the stone, and it almost slips at one point and everything. Clotilda is muttering to herself. And when you're done, she says, there is something truly evil here. I can sense it. There's something evil, and I can tell that it's somewhere that way. And she points in this direction.
Down the hall.
I'd like one of the 10-foot poles.
You
If
have one?
someone isn't in the front.
Oh, you don't have one?
Yeah, I don't have one of my own. I have different stuff.
Oh, you can borrow mine.
All right. I'll put away my sword and get out the pole and
I'm sorry, I just realized
shield.
that the left control only talks, not the other one. Because I was saying, oh, I can hand it to you, but we got
Oh,
it.
sorry.
Now I know.
Just the same. So I'll start tapping my way down the hallway. Give her a nod. Let's form up.
Yes,
Once
if there is
we've
evil,
gotten
we
this
must
door
destroy it.
How far down the hall do you go?
I'm going to go down the hall until we tap our way into something or we reach an intersection.
All right.
The bottom here was the kitchenette, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, to the right, there's that pathway.
The door.
We should pass 3 more
Pantry.
doors.
There are
Oh,
closed
if any
doors.
of those 3 other doors are open, of course, we'll stop there as well.
Only this door that was destroyed, that fell off the old hinges. Otherwise, there's doors to the left and right. I'm going to move you kind of to what you were saying, and then I'll describe what you get with the 10-foot pole here.
Got it.
Move you to the end of it, and then I'll put Flanagan down here with the light.
After that, do you think we should check these doors after that?
That's a good idea.
And then Caden. Okay. Okay, so you're tapping with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to say that also takes time. That's the only thing, is that it takes time to do that. However, you get to the end of it, and so it takes twice as long, basically. However, you get to the end of it, and you are able to tell that this entire floor piece is separate.
Wow.
From the and I'm gonna pan the camera over here back to you all just for my sake.
Like it moves, or
Yeah. You take the 10-foot pole and it actually slides as one big piece that's 10 feet across and 10 feet deep.
Huh. Okay. I'll push that bit of flagstone off to the right, if I have that enough leverage.
It takes some strength and leverage, but you're able, and it's clear that there was a pit that was put here.
oh wow. Glad we didn't just walk onto that.
Flanagan asks the lady, you still feeling that evil? Where's that coming from?
Yes, and now you're let's see, 1, 2, 3. Your blessing has worn off, by the way, so you no longer have +1 to attack and damage. She points to the right down the hall. She's like, "It's that way. I can sense it."
Boy. Okay, Flanagan's gonna come forward. Folger, she says that whatever it is coming from down there. Points to the south, and he steps forward. And do you mind that I'm moving this, Ross? Is this like exposing too much the light? Is that okay for me to do that?
I'm sorry, I was muted. Also, I just want to note for your information, there's a door here, a door here, and a door here, and they have the same kind of. They're just plain stone doors on old, rusted hinges. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I feel like we should maybe just. I wouldn't mind if Flanagan could peek around the corner and peek into the pit, and then maybe we can decide what route we want to take, because there are those 3 doors.
We
But I
might
wouldn't
want to see what's like you said. Look in the pit, and maybe we might have to check what's in it if we see something.
Yeah.
Could be somebody hapless down there.
So he shines the torch in the pit, and then also, as far as his light will show down the north and south corridor.
All right, for that purpose, I'll just hover your token over here just so you can see it, and the hallways north and south of there go off to the edge of your light, and in the pit you don't see anything, but it's a pit that's about 15 feet deep. It's obviously been dug out here solely for the purpose of trapping somebody in it. That's what it was put here for.
Okay. So what do you all think? I mean, we've got 3 doors behind us here.
I say we head south and follow the path where the evil is.
Yeah.
So I
I'll
guess we could
keep-
just step over in the corner, I guess, or
Well, assuming let's check the one directly south of that. Check that with the 10-foot pole before we go.
I'm happy to tap my way all the way down. After having gone like 60, 70 feet and found a bit of hollow floor.
And I'll just say that takes extra time. That's what that would do.
Extra time I am happy to spend.
Okay. Go ahead.
We didn't close the door leading back up the stairs, right? So we potentially have a jelly cube following us. I wonder if we should just check one of these doors as a place that we could jump into before we continue south.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know. It could be bad, but
Well,
You're
if it
gonna
could be
check that
bad, it might have been worse because we make noise and pass by, and then it'll come after us. So I think
You wanna
it's
check
fine
that one?
idea.
Which one did you say, John?
the north one.
yeah, you want to check that one?
The north one?
Sure.
Okay. Who checks the door?
I
Oh,
got
I'm
that
standing
checked
right there, so
All right.
Here we go.
You push open the
Alrighty.
old stone door. You can see on the other side that it's covered. The ceiling of the room is covered in abnormally large cobwebs. Just even as you push the door and it impacts one of the big fat cobwebs, it's laden with old dust, and the cobweb actually just crumbles and falls to the floor.
Oh, nope, I'm good.
Get out of there. Forget it.
You
well,
close
the crumbling's a good sign. Probably
That's
it's
fair.
not a live web.
Whatever's in there could be dead by now.
I'm not going to be the first to go in.
I will do it this time.
Nope. I'll hold the torch in the door, but I'm not going to be the first to go in.
I'll back him up.
All right, your second set of torches go out.
Oh my god. I light my third.
Yeah, Caden just like quickly lights the third torch.
Okay, Caden, when you go in here, just as I said, you have this bare stone room. It's empty in here, except these huge, unusually large cobwebs. As you go in, you encounter some of them, but they just kind of fall, just as if they're like hanging with, and they're brittle and hanging with fat things of dust. And the dust actually gets in your lungs, almost makes you want to cough as you come in here with a torch. The cobwebs don't even respond much to the fire as far as igniting, because they're so covered in dust and brittle.
I motion to Caden to pause a second, and I go, let's hold our breath, and maybe I'll poke while we're still at the frame here with the 10-foot pole that I've got up there, and see if it does anything. And listen. Let's not talk. Let's listen in case we hear any movement.
What do you
So
poke?
I go as high up, and I try to do
Up
like
the
a
ceiling?
slashing type
Yeah.
of motion ahead of me, and that is with my my shield arm. So I have my sword still ready. I'm just doing that.
Interesting. Yeah. Hard to do with a long 10-foot pole, but you're able to, you poke
Well,
the
yeah.
ceiling.
All right. So if I have to
Oh,
change
no,
the
it's fine.
sword,
It's fine. It's fine. And then you kind of wave it, and this collects a lot of those cobwebs, which just disintegrate as soon as you touch them. And as you poke the ceiling, nothing seems to happen.
Is it possible to see into all the corners, or are there parts of the room that are concealed by cobwebs?
The room is about 20 feet deep by about 30 or 40 feet east to west, and maybe 15 feet high. And with Caden's torch, you're able to see the whole room.
Okay. So we got a spot we can run to.
Yeah. I'll do one more little search and just like, are there holes that obviously I'm not going to go in the room though. Like, are there big cracks in the walls that thousands of tiny spiders could come running out of, or anything like that?
Do you want to take
For
the time
airflow.
to search the room?
No, I think this is just like how
In that
permeable.
case, nope, just old cobwebs and a bare stone room.
Okay.
Is there a draft in this room of any kind, or does the air feel stale?
The room in the entire dungeon feels incredibly stale, and your torchlight actually struggles to get the air to breathe, and you yourself feel suffocated and almost like the dungeon's coming in on you. This room feels exactly like that. There's not any kind of change in current to the air when you open the door or anything.
Okay, let's leave
Understood.
that door a little bit open so we're not stuck. If we have to run, we don't have to take extra time to try to open it.
Yeah. It gives us a door we can close, unlike the kitchenette.
Yeah.
Do we want to go south?
Let's do it towards the evil.
All right.
I'll get back out in front.
I guess we
And
just like step
get
around
tapping.
the pit.
Yeah, and you find that you're able to do that. You're able to just step around the pit if you move carefully.
We just can't in a hurry. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, here's a thought. What if we move the stone back in case we're running back, and then it's an active trap that we know the location of?
That's true.
Yeah. Great idea.
Could use it to kill
I like
something.
it.
You all take it, move the stone back over the pit. It's obvious that when you do that, that even though it's hard to move, it's brittle, like a flagstone that would not support your weight, and that it would break. Yeah.
Then I'll hop across to the south and extend the pole to anyone else to stabilize them a little bit as they're coming across. Make sure they're not going to slip.
Yeah. Yeah, Flanagan will stay on the backside and hold the pole, so it's almost like a railing or something.
Okay.
So one of us on either side.
All right, you're able to do that. I'll move Helmus and the cleric. And when you get on the other side, you can see... I'll just move you all, because there's nothing here. I'll just move, get all of you together here. And it's a long hallway until you get to a 90-degree intersection down at the end of the hallway. The dog legs to the right, and she says, "I sense that it is not that way. It's through here." And she points to the wall. Like, obviously, the layout of the dungeon is not yielding itself to whatever sort of divine sense she has of wherever this thing is.
I'll give the wall a tap.
Yeah, we should check
Examine
that
the
wall.
wall there.
You give
Flanagan
the wall
will try to torch around the west too. Sorry about that. Just do that. Is it okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it seems like the wall is solid. Yeah,
Can I just check and see how far up it was? It was a really long passage. Like, about how far up was that passage we just took down?
You're mapping.
It's probably 120 feet or so.
20, 30, 40.
Well, actually, I'll just use the measuring tool here. Actually, I'm sorry, it's about 80 feet.
Okay.
Okay, like 8 squares from the intersection?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Not counting the intersection square itself.
Yeah, not count. Yeah.
Okay.
Not count.
And this is the 8th square. Thank you.
There's not like a secret door there, but
Yeah,
that
no.
we found.
Poking around there, you don't see anything on the wall. You see that there is another stone door here to your left front, and then the corridor continues off into the darkness past your torchlight.
Okay.
So we could start going through the doors to try to see if we can get on the other side of that wall eventually through whatever passageways we can find.
yeah.
To the evil, right? We want to get to the evil. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Might evil, thwart evil.
20,
We
30,
see evil, we thwart it.
Okay. I'll keep tapping my way down the hall.
Okay. Let's see. That would take it.
How about that door to the south? We're just going to not bother?
Well, that's,
Oh, we were going to check that door.
yeah, we're gonna check that door because that way we could see if it maybe turns into a hallway that goes that way.
Yeah,
In
but
that
do grab.
case, Ross, I will absolutely wait for them before plunging off into the darkness alone.
All right. Who checks the
I will
door?
check the door and
Stand
see if it looks like it's openable.
Okay.
I'll back you up.
It is openable, and it's not locked. Whoops. Let's see here. You same thing. It's an old stone door. Creaks as you push the door in, and it looks like this room has the ceiling has caved in here.
In which case, I look immediately up. What does that look like?
All right, you look up, and it looks like there's fissures and cracks and loose stones, and that if it were lightly disturbed, it would probably give way entirely.
Maybe not check this room too much.
Nope, I'm happy not to go in there.
Just look around the corners, I guess.
When you look around, take the torch, look around the corner of the room to the other side, just to the other side of the door, you can see that there's enough space in the room, probably 13 or 14 square feet on either side, that you could try to you could fit in here, and the near side of the room doesn't have any debris yet.
Doesn't look like it would collapse if I just walked in there.
Based on what you see just in the room, no, but based on what Alaric saw, it looks like the ceiling could easily collapse if it were lightly disturbed.
If the ceiling were disturbed?
Yeah, and we don't know what might disturb the ceiling.
That's fair.
The back half of this room looks like it's caved in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How about we leave the door? Ooh, should we leave this door open or closed? It could be things that could crawl through those cracks. On the other hand, it could be a nice place to slip into if we're being chased.
Yeah. I would leave this one open for now. I
Yeah.
have a thought that I hope it won't come to, but this is a pretty good place to make a last stand
Sure.
if it comes to that.
Keep moving.
Okay. Woohoo!
Your next torch goes out.
Oh my gosh.
Now, we're
Okay.
going to be using torches very quickly if we're being this safe with movement. I understand the logic of that.
How long does oil last?
We have backup lighting. I have
Okay.
I have a lantern and plenty of oil. I mean,
This is my last
not
torch.
tons, but plenty. And that'll last longer if we do run short on
Yeah.
torches.
Okay.
I
then
have
we're
more
good.
torches too, so
Caden,
If we hit the
got, like, I
last
think,
torch,
3
we'll
or
switch to
4.
the lantern.
I'll light
Save the
another
last
one.
torch just in case.
When you're out of torches, let me know. I think I got to look at my pack, but I have either 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, I'm down to 6 now.
Caden, roll a d6. I missed it. What'd you say? What'd you get? 4?
Or
A 4. Okay. You hear, let's see, off in this, back in the hallway from where you came, you hear a gibbering, kind of yelping sound.
does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it sounds like those creatures that you encountered, the little tiny creatures.
Oh, the tiny ones. I didn't meet those.
What do you do?
If I hear something coming, I'd like to prepare myself, just waiting for it as it turns the corner.
Was this Kalen who heard or everybody?
Caden heard this.
Oh, sorry.
I'll
I'm
tell
back
everybody. I hear some of those little things back there. Those weird little yipping creatures.
Which direction, Caden?
Back the way we came from.
Well,
Klein goes shh and listens as well. Tries to get a sense if whether they're back on the other side of the pit or they might be on our side of that pit.
Make a listen at door check.
We try to lure them into the pit.
That's a 1d6, right?
Yeah.
2. I don't know if I have that on my character sheet.
I only think elves, thieves, etc. can do it on a 1 to 2. So I think on a 1 and 6.
Yeah, it's just a 1 for everyone else.
Yeah.
I
So
remember.
you're not able to tell, but that does tell you something. As far as and everybody else, including Caden, you no longer hear those noises.
Oh, the yipping.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Look. Maybe they fell in the hole.
Either that or they figured out that we're here.
Yeah, because if they fell, I whisper, if they fell in the hole, we probably hear louder yipping. I don't think a 15-foot fall is going to kill many things.
We want to keep going or head back?
Maybe we should be looking at what's coming. If anything's coming.
I think we keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Fearless leader, let's do it.
Since I'm not in the front rank. Oh, I am in the front rank. Never mind. I think the back rank should keep checking behind them.
Yeah, I'll keep looking behind. Flanagan's kind of staying in the middle here. And he'll actually put his sword away. He bought a short bow. I hope that's okay because he didn't have much gear, Ross.
Yeah.
I got him a short bow and some arrows.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, so he's
Kinda
got
like
his
character
sword away
creation.
now, and he's got a short bow out with an arrow like held, like he can't do anything with it right now, but that's what he's got out.
I'll say that basically you were able to get in on one of the fairies because to me it's like character creation, right? Like you didn't get the chance to create a character in this case.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Thank you.
that makes sense to me. There's a door right here that you can see as you're going down. Are you tapping with the 10-foot pole and going slowly, or just walking?
I would.
Okay.
30, 40, 50.
All right.
I haven't found anything worthy of gold so far, so
That's you just see this door, and then the hallway continues on into the darkness.
I guess we have gold for a couple more weeks anyway.
Keep going.
Yeah, it looks like there's another door up here.
Yeah, check the door.
Flanagan is watching the back as well as he can. Actually, he'll stay back here so we don't get. He's going to sort of hang back here while you guys are doing that. So hopefully somebody else has a torch at the front. I want to make sure.
Has
guy
a
in
torch
that
up
corner.
here.
My best hope is if we can find a door to the south, because any doors to the north will definitely not cut across into that, unless they go down a level. They're not going to cut across in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because we went through that wall.
Right.
But if there's
And maybe
no
that we
doors
have
the
to
south,
go
then we can.
back north.
I'll be the one to open the door again this time.
Okay. I'll be there with you.
Okay. All right. So you're going to try to open this door.
Yep.
And Caden. Okay. So Caden, it doesn't budge. Looks like it's stuck.
I'll force it with you if you like.
Sure, we'll try it.
Okay. That will just take time. So you can each make a forced door check.
Okay. D6.
Yeah, D6 to roll low. I think fighters, or if you have strength
6.
bonus, 6. Yikes. Okay.
Wait. There we go.
Excuse me.
5.
A 5. Okay.
Oh, you said you want to roll low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You spend 10 minutes trying to force the door. It seems like it's stuck. Like it would take a lot of force. It looks like
I guess I can give it another try myself. I haven't tried it yet.
I'll
Alright.
rock it in this way.
And since you did that, Jay, if you want to try to do it, you could make that attempt as well on a D6. If you had to step out, I'll roll it for you.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can roll a D6.
Okay. Sure. Flanagan's going to pass the torch to Helmus at the back here, and then he'll walk forward. I say to Helmus, just keep your eye on that back there, just in case. Then I'll come forward and roll 1d6. Nope.
And I was doing it on the character sheet, by the way. It's the doors button.
All right.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
What'd you get?
I got a 3. I needed a 1 or
3.
2.
And what did you get, Dan?
I got a 4. I needed a 1 or 2.
Yikes. Okay.
So
Yeah.
my thought is, if we can't get in, whatever's inside may also struggle to get out.
Yeah,
And I'm
and
okay with that.
It's the north path, which I'm not interested in the direction of evil that I want to thwart. So I think we should move on and see if we can find another door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Continue down the hall. You know what? So are you still tapping the floors? Folger?
I have been. Do you think that we drop that for now and just accept the risk for a bit?
What about the if this is going to turn back the way we came? Let's first find that. If it turns back the way we came, maybe we should check the south wall all along it. Spread out and check all along it.
I'm just worried about intersections where the pits might be now, just as a pattern. But
Yeah, that's true. Intersection,
Hey.
definitely check.
How about this then? If you're feeling like if you suspect that the dungeon designer does intersections, we'll just tap at corners. Walk
Sure.
down straightaways.
I'll give you another rule. If we have a very long straightaway around the midpoint, we check it.
Okay.
I mean
Okay.
that we can see a midpoint.
I wouldn't know where the midpoint is, but
No, I'm saying
I'll
if we
keep
have
an eye on
vision,
that.
if we see the end of the hallway, we can.
okay.
We're gonna tap around the corner then.
I guess we're going to tap this corner here, and then if everything's okay, we'll peer around the corner.
All right. You tap the corner and peer around it, and it looks like the dungeon corridor begins to do a switchback as it turns 90 degrees to the right, and then just a little ways further, 90 degrees to the left again.
Okay.
And you can see on the far wall that suddenly the stone walls are interrupted by the depictions of murals of some kind of battle.
Okay.
He's interested and he moves forward.
I have a question. Can we use this map to anticipate where secret doors might be? Like I am mapping?
What do you
Because well, according to how I'm mapping right here.
mean? Oh yeah, totally. If you're mapping, then yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fair if you're mapping.
I think this right here is the opposite that alcove in the previous. I mean, I could share the map on Discord if you want.
Yeah, share the map so we can get.
You and I must be 10 feet off. Mine doesn't match up that way.
Oh, it doesn't?
Well, I might be wrong.
Well, either might be wrong, so it's worth trying.
Yeah.
Assume it's possible.
I think probably I have a hallway that's 10 feet longer than yours if you've got those meeting up somewhere.
Trouble sharing this. Oh, it might have worked actually.
I'll stream mine if that's helpful.
That might not
Yeah,
have worked.
that actually seems right to me.
No, it's my maps. Oh yeah, it is sharing. Good. Maybe it's off. Maybe I did it off.
Dungeon scroll. Alive. All right.
I
So
posted
here's
mine.
mine. And it looks like this goes left.
Oh yeah, maybe I got it wrong.
Well, I don't know.
Let's try it.
Being 10 feet off is a golden classic tradition.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's basically this. It looks like a mural that has been inked onto the wall. This part of the wall has got like signs of battle, where parts of the wall have been chunked off, and there's a diagonal slant through the mural where it's not depicted on that part of the wall.
Oh, where it's not depicted on the part of the wall where I was indicating there.
And Caden, you said that you went up to check the wall, right?
Yeah, because of the mural.
Okay, what do you do when you check the wall? Like, what do you?
I probably feel around for cracks or anything, or
All right. You feel around for cracks, and then up in the upper corner, it does look as though there is a portion of the wall here that's thin, and you're actually able to crumble it. However, if you do, it's clear to you that this is not a door. This is an area where the wall is actually really thin. And you could either smash it in, or you could pull it, and it will just crumble. And you're confident that you could do that if you.
Do we want to do that? Because that might lead toward the hive.
Yeah, I think
don't
it
know
would
if we
go-
closed this door last time.
I mean, it's good to know.
Maybe should.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I just think that we don't want to expose ourselves to the hive.
Yeah, I don't recall
It's
if we
either-
left that door open from that pit.
Either it
room.
leads into that room or it doesn't. Based on the map.
I don't know. One of us is 10 feet off, and we won't know who it is until we double check something else.
You're gonna
But risk
The
and reward.
fact that he found a door there at all suggests that it could be me, but I've seen things where it's secret door, 10 feet of tiny hallway,
wanna risk it?
secret door. Up to you.
I'm
Nothing
feeling
ventured.
brave tonight. I'll do it.
Okay. You do you pull or do you smash it, or how do you try to access it?
We kind of push.
Yeah. Okay. You push, take some force, and eventually, like part of it just falls in. There's this beam of dust in the torchlight, and if you take your torch and you look on the other side, you now have like it's kind of half sitting there. Let me see if I can just whoa. Let me see if give me a second here. Okay, good.
I had a feeling that there was in that alcove a secret door. I don't know why. I think maybe it was something I said last time. Oh, it is.
And you can see on the other side there's a room. This room has tapestries, but they look rough, cloth, crude, as if they're either worn or not completed. And even in the darkness, you can tell that there's a pit on the far side of the room.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
my
room.
map's wrong.
Cool.
Sweet.
Okay. So Flanagan recognizes this, and immediately he's like, "I don't know if we close that door. We best close it because that hive's on the other side." And he'll just go in the room right away because
quietly.
this door that we just opened isn't a closable door, right? Like this was just a wall that we kind of just.
Yeah, the wall just kind of crumbled.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Flanagan isn't thinking. Not being very careful right now, but just strides in and is going to go try to close that other door if it's open. I can't remember if it was or not.
Yeah, you rush in with a torch. Let's see, where's Flanagan? There you go. And your next torch goes out. By the way.
Okay, and I'm left in the dark then.
No more torches.
No, damn it! I'm out of torches. I run back out. Someone close that door.
I have more torches. I'll rather do it. Did my torch go out as well then?
Yes.
This is no longer really a secret door. This is just an open wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll run up and try to close that door then.
Okay.
Mark that.
Let's see. I'll move your. So you. All right. Yeah. You come up to the door. You can see the hive. You can hear things squirming around, and then you see the site. You can actually see things lop off onto the floor, where these things are swarming around inside of this room. It seems like you've stirred up the activity, having closed the other door. What do you do? The door is open, and it opens into the room.
Shit.
Somebody want to assist me up here?
If you call for help,
bugs, and I'll go.
You only
I will
have
kind of-
a few moments to act before.
If
they
you can
go
see
in.
me, I'll gesture for somebody to come up.
I'm gonna go and help you close it.
Okay.
And I'll spike this one as well.
All right, that draws. That creates some noise.
Whimper.
Fortunately, you have like someone holding the door, and you've done this before. And so you're all right, I'm just going to drive a wedge. I'm not even going to mess with it otherwise. And you make it to where the door just won't budge because it's wedged, and and you drive a wedge in the door. Let me see here. Place door. And so now you have 2 wedged doors, locked and locked.
Yay.
Phew.
And
Then I'll go back down and rejoin everybody.
all right.
Well, we know that now.
Okay. And we've got them sort of sequestered in there.
That was good to know for mapping purposes.
Yeah. Let's keep going down the hall.
Sure.
It switches back, turning left 90 degrees further down the hall again. From there, you can see at the end where it turns 90 degrees, there's a door at the edge of your torchlight, and then the hall continues into the darkness. I'm going to, I'll just move you all over so that I can ping this.
Does the thing on the wall mean anything to anybody?
Clotilda looks at it and she says, this seems to memorialize some sort of battle that took place here ages past when this was constructed.
We've seen other signs of this as well.
I see.
You want to drive the next door too?
You are several...
Well, we know there's no pit trap where we're standing.
Yeah. It's been now several, probably 6, 7, 8 hours in the day, and you're 2 dungeon hours into the dungeon. Yeah, who do you check the door, or do you keep going? What do you all do? Or do you go back?
I'll check the door again.
All right, let's see here.
I'll join you. If we've stopped tapping, then I'll be back to sort out. Oh no, we're still tapping at corners.
Tapping at corners, okay. Okay, and then you push the door. This one opens easily, and you can see old, moldy, rotten beds on the other side.
Wow, people slept down here.
There's an old wooden footlocker at the foot of each bed. The blankets probably aren't worth much, but they are intact.
Blankets are worth possibly pulling with us in case we find something in a short amount of time that we might want to drag in the blanket.
You want to check the footlockers?
I'll whirl up a blanket.
Can we use the pole to open the footlockers?
How?
I don't know this.
Do they have locks, the foot lockers?
That's fair.
It's muted.
Sorry about that. I was seeing a bunch of stuff too. I thought you all responded. My bad. Okay, so a few things happened. So you make sure I understand. John, you're checking with a 10-foot pole, check the foot lockers. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this takes some time. So another torch goes out if you have a torch lit. Did someone light a lantern, or is it just the torches?
If we're down to our last torch, then we'll start.
I'm down to
our
4
lanterns.
torches.
Okay.
Well, keep going on torches then.
All right.
You know what? I'd like to suggest that Folger gives Flanagan his lantern,
Go for it.
just so there's a backup.
Yeah. Great.
All right. Well, you take the Caden, you take the 10-foot pole and you lift up footlockers going through there, you only find this is brutal. You find most of them are empty, except among all of them, you find a single candle stub, an old mouse skeleton, a needle and thread, and a single bent copper piece worth nothing.
We're rich.
Okay, then.
This dungeon, I can't even.
Well, level 1 dungeon.
And there's
We'll get-
more beds? Wow.
And
I literally play with the man who wrote it every Thursday night.
can't
but-
imagine.
This just keeps going.
But he doesn't run any of his published material, so.
Who's that, Dan?
There's more beds in here.
So
Yeah.
it's now getting late in the day. I'm going to get you all together again. As a couple of things, you're exhausted and running out of torches anyways. IRL. Something, you make it back. You have to leave. And you make it back to the mouth of the dungeon. And let's see. Alaric, roll a d6.
2. I'm sorry.
You got a 2. Okay. Suddenly you find yourself surrounded by dozens upon dozens of little creatures. Just surrounding you. There's dozens upon dozens, just a swarm all around you. And a figure steps forward. Let's see here. Oh. This big hulking humanoid, he looks like deranged and twisted and has one big tooth in a big underbite that sticks out part of the way up to an eyeball, and he lumbers forward laughing, and he's like, well. Some people thought they would make their way into the mouth of doom. And you made it out. That's quite impressive.
Flanagan usually stays quiet, so he's not going to say anything right away unless.
To whom do we speak?
The name's Vorlach. And I don't need to know your names, because if I collected them all, I would have, quite a few names. Now, this is how this works. And did any of you say, because I think this was mentioned, did anyone say that they left their valuables back in Zelkor's Ferry?
No, I only left my leather armor back in Zelkor's Ferry.
Okay.
Everything else I carried.
All right. He says, empty your valuables, and we'll let you live.
Doesn't sound like a very good deal for you.
And then they're just maddening, like all these things, just like gibbering and skittering around all around you. Just dozens.
Big
of
are
these
these
little
things?
They're probably
Up to the knee.
2.5, yeah, knee height, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Dozens of them, you said?
Dozens upon dozens of them.
Oh,
Sorry, can you tell me one more time what he said his name was?
Vorlach.
Vorlach?
Now, Vorlach, I take it you're king here.
King. No one is king here in the Forest of Hope. Every man and being has to do what he can.
Oh, I thought we were in the dungeon. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no, so I did move you all to the... Yeah, so when...
Oh, yeah, but the thing is,
basically,
I'm looking at the image, so I didn't see it.
You left because you ran out of resources and became exhausted. And yeah, you're now at the mouth of the dungeon, right at the end of it.
Do you command these creatures?
So we've just come out of the... Go ahead.
He says, I do.
So that means...
Sounds like Dominion to me.
Of a kind. everyone has to do what they can, as I said. I grow tired of this. We could also eat you.
Well, that doesn't sound like a very good deal for you either.
You keep saying this is a bad deal for me, but...
I think we can both do better.
Oh. What do you propose?
Well, you seem to have some sway in the Forest of Hope. I can see that you have many who are willing to follow you. And I, as you see, have many who are willing to follow me.
He laughs at that, and they all like gibber and pretend they're almost like they're mimicking his laughter.
What he's saying is maybe you can use our help. Make
If
a deal
you
or something.
haven't yet become king of the forest, then surely there's something in your way.
Oh. Let me see that bag. And, does anybody have an appreciable... Because I think the answer is no. But does anybody have, like, more than 100 or 200 gold pieces on them?
Heavens, no.
No.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think we have more than 200 gold pieces total.
Yeah.
I think we have 200
he
total,
goes
yeah.
up to Folger, and he, like, just snatches your coin purse off of your belt and looks at it. And he looks at you, and he's like, oh. And then he throws the coins back at you for you to catch, and he's just like, no gold. Oh. And it would take time to eat you. I could eat you and then take what gold you have. Oh, what a terrible hunt. Or, I can't imagine what kind of deal you can do for me.
Well, I'm sure you have, let's say, pests in the forest who trouble you. Thorns in your side.
Yeah.
We too are hunters of sorts, and, you know, some hunts aren't very good.
They're called Zelkor's Ferry. That wall. Tear down
Oh, we hate the wall.
Oh.
My hand goes toward my small pouch in front.
Okay. What's your
In case I
intention?
need to throw something. No, in case I
yeah.
need to throw something because I've got something to hopefully distract if it comes to that.
I got you. Okay.
So, Ross, do I have any sense for where the strongest part of the wall is?
In Zelkor's Ferry?
Yeah.
It's a what do you call it? I can't remember the name for it, but
Mont and Bailey?
it's a wooden logs that are
Palisade?
Oh,
Palisade. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, one of its a admirable feature of it is this huge 20-foot palisade fortification, and that's probably the thing that keeps Zelkor's Ferry even in business at all.
You've scouted the walls, of course. You've seen them. But do you know about the postern gate?
Postern Gate, and at this,
Oh, the back way in.
Clotilda is here, and she's like spending our time speaking to beings of chaos. This is unconscionable.
They must serve chaos.
I'll turn back to her and wink.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just say, keep your
Not
mouth
all
shut.
swords are made of steel, my friend.
Yeah, she shuts up then. I'm sorry, what were you saying? The postern gate. Anyways.
Yes. Surely you know of the postern gate.
He looks confused. Yeah.
Ah. You have my apologies. This is a strange foreign word. You can come and go freely. Where the wall looks the thickest, there's a door.
A door.
Yes, obscured in the wood, it's just painted there. And, the guards come and go without opening the gate in the night. The sentries all know about it.
Ah. So, if we were to keep you tonight, and then have you march to the palisade, we would know. And
Certainly.
And then we'll say that, of course, you wouldn't lie to Vorlach, Because if you did, I would be here waiting.
Here waiting.
Oh yes, here in these forests.
I would lie to a king.
Ah. Then we won't eat you. And you'll go and you'll show us this postern gate. Oh. And then it is a very unsettled several hours until dark. And then these creatures, they kind of herd you, and this thing lumbers off into the dark if you follow them until you get across hours late at night, and he stops in the at the hillside, and he notes that there's these spikes with like knoll heads on it, and he knocks one of them down, and he says, "Oh, your kind is getting more bold. We have to winnow you." And looking out over the hillside to Zelkor's Ferry at the clear night, he says, "If you lied to me, I will be here." And basically, he'll let you go.
Oh, I thought we were going to have to walk him all the way up. I thought this was going to be way messier.
Yes, I look forward to our next meeting.
If you walked him all the way up, then Zelkor's Ferry could. He doesn't know what's on the other side, so.
Well, I look forward to the reports of kobolds trying to open the wall.
Oh, so do you lie to him and you walk off and go back to Zelkor's Ferry?
I mean, I already told him there was a gate where I don't think there is one.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
You make it back to Zelkor's Ferry late at night, and they let you in where there is in fact no postern. Vorlach, the ogre master of the Kobold army, watches from the hilltop, and then eventually you see the any signs of light on the far distant hill fade, as Vorlach knows now that you didn't have anything worth offering him, but the next time he sees you, no matter what you have, he will punish you if he can.
So Vorlach was like an ogre in size, hey? Like not a human, but a massive beast. Okay.
Exactly. And you make it back to Zelkor's Ferry, where you survived another trip into Rappan Athuk.
With no gold.
With no gold.
We did good that time.
Lives and with information.
Yeah.
And with the money to eat for a week.
I think that we should, for those that will be returning, plan out very carefully a position of ambush on the ambush, like something that could get us out of there, because when you get out of there, if he does the same thing, this is the only choke point we know about. I don't see how we get past there unless you have like some kind of remote control explosion you can trigger and go boom.
Yeah, this is a tough one because basically, like you said, it's a choke point, a funnel of death, as we said in the army, and in and out of this, and that's the one way you knew into Rappan Athuk. Yep. Hopefully Wednesday they discover some stuff. So
maybe we have to look for a different entrance, and we also need to find out what we can find out about the terrain now outside a little bit more.